Where are you tuning in from? What's your story? I hope I get to find out. My name's Keegan Smith. I'm the founder of Uncommon Success, and a friend of yours has sent you this video because they'd like you to understand what uncommon success is and see if it's something that you can see that might improve your life, help you get to where you want to go. I'm the initiator of this thing, but really it's such a fertile environment of leaders and great people that I'm just one person within this system of success that we're building together. So to give me a little bit of background, you're probably wondering, who is this person that's speaking to me? My background's in professional sport. I really loved competitive sport and really found it was the only place where I could find meaning in life. It was the place where you were allowed to do your best, and that was expected of you, versus school and other places where there was a lot of culture of mediocrity that I didn't really understand. So I ended up working in professional sport, and I coached the Sydney Roosters professional rugby league team, as well as a number of other pro teams. They were the champions while I was there, and then I was consulted with them for two more premierships later on as well. So that was pretty much the dream job. Like, I couldn't have imagined anything better that I could have done with my exercise science degree than become the strength coach of a professional sports team. The thing was that at some stage I realized I was at the whim of that system. I didn't have as much freedom or much possibility as I could have if I could build a business myself. So I started to have these other role models, and I saw the possibility and inspiration in what some leaders in the strength world were able to achieve. They were traveling the world, they were making more money. It looked exciting, and I wanted to experience that for myself. So I went and tested it out to see if I could build a business. And what I learned is that it's actually not as hard as a lot of people make out. If you've got skills and you can learn how to transfer those skills to other people, then you can kind of write your own ticket in life. And so that's where uncommon success comes in. If you can master a skill, and if you want to work on it and you can transfer it to other people, then you can live life on your own terms. So you're really the number one investment that you're ever going to make. People are looking to, should I buy Bitcoin, or should I be trading, or should I be building an Amazon business, or any of these sorts of things. But nothing will ever come close to the benefits that come from developing yourself. And we know that the self-help industry is a massive industry, but just like the Walkman is now considered to be old technology, it's kind of strange if you see someone using tapes. The way we've been doing personal development and self-development, it's time for it to change. It's time for a better model. And that's what I'm giving my life energy and creativity to create. I can't think of anything better to do than help other people to experience this geographical freedom, financial possibilities that I'm experiencing. I'm not telling you that you're going to be driving a Ferrari and flying in your own jet. I'm just saying that if you do the work, then you can get to the point where money isn't a constant pressure and a constant pain. You can get to the point where you have great friends all over the world who you're able to visit and interact with and share positive experiences with. And in my experience, that's what most people want. So that's what I love helping people to achieve. So to do that, though, you're going to have to become more of a content producer than a consumer of content. And that's a challenging thing in the modern time. Most people are consuming a lot and they're creating very little. So if you're not willing to become a creator, if you're not willing to transfer skills, to develop skills and transfer skills, then this is not for you. But if you are, this could be the life-changing opportunity that you've been looking for. And don't worry, I'm not going to be asking you for thousands of dollars. This is the simplest, easiest decision that you're ever going to make, if it makes sense to you, what I'm talking about today. So this is not get rich quick. This is an opportunity. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees in life. When you look for the safe option, that's when you really can start to get yourself into trouble. But what we have here is a proven system of success that worked with elite athletes. It's worked with me building multiple successful companies. And I'm also going to tell you some of the other people who've been through this system and had amazing results. So my mission is to empower you, the players of the Uncom game, if you decide to become one of them yourself, to live life on your own terms. That's really what this is about. My experience, most people want to do great things with themselves. They want to live good lives. and they would do big things to make the world a better place if they had the time, if they had the resources, if they had the social support. So that's what I'm working on giving you. So the vision here is something that I've had for a long time. I went traveling during my 20s and I looked at what people were doing, how they were living, what we're doing with farming, what we're doing with schooling, and I just thought we can do better than this. You might have had the same feeling a number of times, especially when you travel and you get the chance to really reflect and see things from an external perspective. We can do better than this. And then it got to the point where I didn't want to live in Australia either. That's where I'm from originally, because I could see so much wasted potential and such a controlling system that wasn't getting the best out of people. So as I searched, I also lost belief in myself because I was poor. I wasn't getting any healthier. I wasn't training. I wasn't doing anything that I was proud of. I was just traveling the world and trying to find something that I could put purpose into, something that I could be successful with, something that I could make a difference with. I think all of us have that innate drive, but sometimes it gets knocked out of us. The only place I found that I could put this energy was professional sports, so I went back to that. But I always had this vision of, what if we created places and spaces where people were encouraged to become their best in the way that an athlete is encouraged to become their best in their sport. But rather than just being your best in the sport, what if you were encouraged to become your best in life? What if it was actually about becoming financially abundant so that money wasn't driving all your decisions? What if it was about finding heightened human experiences? Yesterday, I went and jumped off a 6-meter rock, done a back somersault with my new friend, Jay Top, who's traveled around the world for the last couple of years as a 22-year-old. I love his story. I love the inspiration that he's brought to me. There's no way I would have made that jump without him. There's no way we would have even been filming. He hired the videographer. You're going to get brought into new experiences that you can't even imagine if you decide, I'm going to become a success, become a serious student of success. And so my story is that a lot of the teams that I've worked with have won, and I'm going to share with you some of the stories of winning in business as well. So you becoming your own best investment. The one thing that you can't control the markets, you can't control the government, you can't control what happens with the price of the dollar or the price of petrol. But what you can control is how valuable you are and how other people perceive the value that you have to give to the world. And so that is my vision. That is what I am giving myself to. So the next step then is innovation. How do we transfer skills? The thing with the current economy is we still exist in this economy of scarcity, where if I have a barrel of oil and I give it to someone else, well, I don't have that barrel of oil anymore. If I have some money and I give it to someone else, some Bitcoin, I give it to someone else, then I don't have it anymore. But what we actually value most right now is the transfer of skills. The people who are making the most money are transferring skills from one person to another. Let that sink in. Because when you transfer a skill, you still have it. In fact, your skills become enhanced. When you become a black belt in a martial art, it's the black belt that teaches the white belt. It's not the other way around. So you have to get the results first. But then as you're teaching, you become better at your art. As you're solving things for other people, you become better at your craft. You become a master. And so that's what we need to do. That's the opportunity that I'm inviting you into, is to develop a skill and transfer that skill to someone else. And you probably already have a bunch of skills that you could use in this way. You just haven't thought about it in this way. You haven't been around someone who's helped you to see where the economic opportunity is in what you're good at. The fact is, I could see the economic opportunity in people's skills a lot better than they can often see it for themselves. If I have one gift or ability, it would be in that area and looking at, okay, well, how do we make your first $5,000 in this? How do we find your first 50 customers? Because if we can find 50 customers, then there's going to be 5 of them that want more help. There's going to be 5 of them who really believe in you, who want to go all the way with learning about what you have to teach. And so you would then become a member of this skill transfer economy, and you can travel the world teaching your skill. I've done it, but I'm also going to show you all these other people that have gone down this path as well. And it really is doable. So people are putting thousands of dollars into get rich quick stuff and trying to time the markets and do this and that. But the truth is that the secret to great education has been known for centuries, if not millennia. The most proven system of education is the master-apprentice model. Find a master, apprentice to them, and become the master. That's what we know works. We also know that factory farming schooling does not work. It doesn't lead to extreme outcomes in ability, in the ability to produce and craft. So we need this return of the master-apprentice model. And that is what the biggest innovation is within Uncommon Success. Not that I'm going to be your master, but that there are a number of mentors and people who've achieved highly in certain areas who want to pass that knowledge to other people. Now, if you can pass it within the Uncom community, if you're an expert in copy or an expert in sales or an expert in building or an expert in painting, whatever it is, if you can pass that knowledge to someone who needs it within the community, then you can also find people outside of the Uncommon Success community who want to go through that experience. And so you get to monetize your knowledge and open up new possibilities for the future that weren't previously there. So that master-apprentice model is very, very well proven. We also know that you're the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Everybody knows that. But how many people take it literally? How many people actually go out and seek those who are ahead of them, those who are really positive about the future, those who are developing and creating amazing things? Not many people take it literally. Within our community, there's an opportunity for you to go and seek out these people who are going to believe in what you do and help you to achieve it. We also use a second brain system. This is the third point here, that the second brain is an innovation. We live in this information age. It's information, information, information. If we're not logging it into a second brain, then we're losing so much of it. The number one regret that I have is not starting a second brain earlier. And so this is a big part of, it's one of the innovations that is leading to Uncommon Success. When you actually put down what it is that you know, then you start to realize the potential that you have. There's a whole reward system within this Uncommon Success as well. You're actually going to be rewarded for doing the things that you know you should be doing, that you want to be doing. I'll explain more about that later. We also have live events that are part of this. So the live events are proven within the self-development, personal development realm. Our events are outstanding, digital and face-to-face events. But alone, they're kind of impotent because you get all excited and then you go home and it doesn't work. You don't have, without the follow-up, without that master-apprentice relationship, it doesn't work. So what we've done is we've come up with a cheaper and much more advanced system of success than anything else that I've been able to find. And I've done lots of different programs. I've invested in lots of different places. I've invested over $200,000 in my own development. What I can tell you is that what we've created is very, very powerful. It's cheaper and it's more advanced. As I said, the Walkman was great innovation 30 years ago, but today we have live streaming of music that comes directly through the airwaves. And that's what we need with personal development. That's what we need with human development and success and achievement. We need some new innovation that changes the way this works. Okay, so there are 3 essentials for success, and most people don't have them in place. You need to have connections to this master, this role model, and you can have multiple in multiple areas, but without the connection, nothing happens. You need that connection. You need people who are at a similar level to you. Like when you go and play soccer, or even if you're in an individual sport, you'll often see that if someone's very successful in a training squad, then others in that squad will significantly raise their standards. So we need the teammates and we need those who are ahead of us in the journey. The second part of the second essential is action. We have an action system that really works. It's an accountability app, but it actually has your face, it has rewards, and it's tied together with the courses that you're going to complete. You're there with your peers, people who you know, people who know you, and you get to customize the focus that you have for the month. Maybe one month it's more about actually selling your product, or maybe for right now, the focus needs to be on developing your product. There's a different, you can choose and customize what it is that you focus on in the areas of masterminding, athletic, richer, and smarter. And so we have an app system for this, which is an innovation that I haven't seen anywhere else, to have the social accountability, the power of something like social media, together with you actually getting things done each day. And so this is the path to new knowledge, which is the third thing. It's not enough simply to have the connections and action, we have to learn new things as well. We don't know what we don't know. We have to expand the frame of reference. We have to find the greatest minds in the area that we want to develop and bring that to the world. And it's actually easier than you think. If you apply these 3 success essentials, then you're already ahead of 95% of people. It's not that hard to be very successful, to build online business, simply that no one's taught you how to do it. It's like if you wanted to go and invent a computer on your own, it's not very easy. If you wanted to go and invent the wheel, it's even not that easy. But if you follow proven success systems, then you really can achieve great things, and it's not such a mystery. I've been able to work with Ben Patrick, the knees over toes guy, who's been on Joe Rogan. We were masterminding every day. We were talking about getting on Joe Rogan. We were talking about having a body weight program that would onboard people into the system. We were talking about developing a custom app. He's become someone who's changed the way people train, especially athletic training. And I've experienced what that's like, that transformation, that transition. I'm very proud of the role that I've played in that journey. And we had a month together back in Florida in 2020, and we continue to be close friends and partners in the ATG for Coaches business. Graham Tuttle is another person who's been through my training, and we've worked closely together. We masterminded about what his brand could be. He'd been doing a lot of work, but he didn't have clarity on what his real value would be for the world. And so we came up with the brand. I said to him, you can sprint bare feet, man. Like, a lot of athletes can't do that because their feet hurt too much or they don't feel like they're strong enough to do that. You're able to sprint, you're able to do agility. Why don't you call yourself the barefoot sprinter? And he did, and he built a 30-day product around that, and it's changed his path in life. Now, he had to execute on that. He's a phenomenal human in many ways, but sometimes you need someone to look at, okay, what are you doing and where's the opportunity here to transfer what you're great at into a business? And I've done that over and over again with different people, different businesses, and I'm excited to do more of that because I figure that if we can do this with enough people, then we can really change the world. We can actually transfer knowledge, transfer skills so that most people, more people feel like they're highly skilled, highly skillful. That's the world that we need to go into. So there are a lot of new students who've gone through this experience recently. Nick Davidson has launched his 5 clients in 25 days product, which has been extremely successful. He's made his first $10,000 in that. Luke Carter has launched his video editing and video making creator support program, which has made his first $10,000. There are so many examples, so many people who've done great things. We've got Jay, who's here right now, who's launched a new offer, testing a new offer, testing living his dream life, moving into his future sooner while he's here with me at the moment. I had a conversation the other day with the jump doctor, Jahid, in Australia. And I said to him, he said to me, people won't pay for strength and conditioning in Sydney. I said, well, they're paying millions of dollars. That's a false belief. You need to shift that belief, and let's shift it right now. I said, message people in your network and offer them a phone call and say that if the phone call is extremely valuable, they're going to pay you $60. If the phone call is not extremely valuable, they'll pay you nothing. And he booked in some of those phone calls, and he actually had someone on his program within hours of that phone call between our conversation and him getting those messages out. So change can happen quite rapidly. Once Jahid then has that experience of like, there's a lot of value in these calls, then he can know that he can really impact people's lives for better, and becomes really easy. It's a self-perpetuating thing. Once you've made that first $5,000, it's really simple from there. But to get to that first $5,000, there's a lot of changes often that need to take place in terms of beliefs, in terms of skills, sometimes even the discipline. So we need to be disciplined in the right things. And that's what this app is built around. So we're setting a new standard, and it's working. We're getting great athletic transformations. We're getting great financial transformations. And that's why your friend has invited you to check this out. So I've shared a little bit about, we have this custom app. I'm not going to go into the details about it, but you can see that separate information about how the app works. We're also building physical villages around the world, which you can learn more about as well. So we want physical locations where people can come in and experience this. For now, you probably don't need to know about that either, but we do have villages under construction in Vanuatu, Montenegro, Bali, and we're working on plans for Greece. We're working on plans in France. Different members of the community are building their physical locations. We know that fitness tourism is a massively expanding market. We think we can take it one step further and build extremely successful physical locations where people go for transformation, train really smart and hard, but also transform their lives. So what we're offering is unparalleled support. There's a lot of activity on the Discord. There are regular calls that you can tune into. This is about you. This is not something where you're going to disappear. You're going to buy the thing and then nothing happens. You have the opportunity to speak to people every day if you want to. You can stay on track better than ever before with real support. There are unequal possibilities with this. With the villages that we're building, with the app technology, we can really take this a very, very long way. We have a revolutionary model of crypto rewards, which I won't explain again in this video, but know that the reward system itself could be an extremely lucrative investment. Time will tell, but I believe our crypto can become one of the top 100 coins. Time will tell. We have to do the work. But it's about you. If you're really successful, then that's going to feed the growth of what we're creating here. And the innovation actually comes from the players. That's the thing that we're also, it's not about me. We're listening to, okay, what's going on? What do you need more support with? How can we make this better? And every month, there's significant innovation and improvement in what we're creating. So what's it actually going to look like for you? How long does it take? How much does it cost? It's $2 a week to get started, and you can get it done in 2 minutes a day. The thing is, you choose, you commit, you decide what it is for you. It takes 2 minutes a day to log your scores and say that you got your stuff done. You want to be committing at least half an hour a day to your athletic, richer, smarter process. So doing some work on your product, selling your product, doing some work on your body, and developing your knowledge in your key area according to the things that you've decided. And you can expect results straight away. There are people, as I said, Jahid, it was within hours. You flick a switch, you have clarity, you take action, and everything can change very rapidly. So you get rewards for taking action, you get rewards for becoming more athletic, you get rewards for completing courses, you get rewards for creating courses. The possibilities are endless. We're just getting started with this. We're still only in 27 countries. We only have just over 350 members. It's very, very early. We haven't started promoting this. This is the first serious presentation, explanation of what we actually do. It's an underground movement at this point, but the results speak for themselves. So the best product that you can buy is the one that turns you into the success story, that turns you into an uncommon success where you're going to be successful no matter what you do. That is the best investment that you can ever make. You want to wrap yourself up in this idea completely that when you become valuable, more valuable, then everything is possible. Don't rely on the markets. Don't rely on Jeff Bezos. Don't rely on what crypto does. Don't rely on the governments. Make something great. Make something great of yourself. Make a product. Do something spectacular, and new opportunities will open up for you. If you know that this is for you and you want even more support, you can have a weekly one-to-one call. At the moment, that's directly with me, $50 a week to have that higher level of support and accountability to make sure that you actually do this. I know for $2 a week, $2 a month, $2 a week, it can be very difficult to fully commit to something. And so the opportunity here is if you would like more support, if you know that you definitely have a product that you want to bring to market, if you're sure that this is the opportunity that you've been looking for, then we can launch straight into our launch program at $47 a month. If you have any other questions, go back to the person who sent you this video and feel free to get in touch directly with me or contact through the Uncommon Success channel. Thank you for listening to this. The fact that you've even listened all the way through says you definitely would love to have change. You're definitely looking for a better way to get through your days, make the most of your life. I hope that this really made sense to you. I hope that it resonates, and I would love to work with you. I'd love to see you become an uncommon success story. The risk, $2 a week, is probably worth the potential reward of life on your own terms. Coming to these villages, potentially building your own app, having thousands of fans, making a difference in other people's lives, transforming your body, doing all the crazy stuff that you maybe see me doing or things that you see others doing and you think, I wonder if I could do that. Well, that's the opportunity that I'm asking you to step into here. Step into your best self, like be the hero of your own movie. This is not about me. This is about you This is about your future, who you can become, what you can create. Thanks so much for listening. I look forward to speaking to you. I look forward to working with you. Let's do this.